Bum, 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 bum. It's alrighty. We're about to be editing a bit. Just cleaning up my desk a little bit. Right. That's marginally better. Oh. Okay. Hello, hello. We are live. Actually, before I forget, let me unmute that. That way, we don't start with no audio. Let's get on with this. I'd say good morning, but it's noon here, so I guess if you're living on the West Coast, or Australia, I guess. And we can switch to that. There we go. Oh, excuse me. All right. Once it's done loading, we can truly begin. Come on. Don't die on me, game. Thank you. Okay. So, last time, I guess the big takeaway from last time, well, a few things happened. We learned advanced race theory, then proceeded to kick Measurehead in the face. We talked to the Union leader, who has agreed to help us take down the body from the tree. And we also met a man who was so rich that light bent around him. And he was also living in a shipping container, because that's how he gets around. What else happened? I think that's it. Yeah, not too much. We were also exploring a building, but nothing much came of that. So now we have to investigate this dead body. Or, yeah, that's how you go about it. Come on. The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side. Beautiful. Great job, wise race mentor. Mr. Measurehead has done a good job, the Lieutenant nods approvingly. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. A field autopsy? Yes, he covers his nose and lists. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We're on number 3. The RCM's 4-phase murder scene processing manual. The fuck are they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up. Don't we have someone else to cut his shit open? It's not about cutting, he squints at the corpse. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work. Wait, honorary rank of detective? An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you're proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is lieutenant detective. I didn't say... Oh, did he see him normally? Oh, that's right, he did. But then again, it's not like Kim is rich, so... Whatever, it's probably psychosis. I guess so, yeah. An honor... Okay, yeah. Yes, I feel like a detective. You are. Your station should not have assigned you on this case if you were. Now, the way I see it... He looks at the corpse with some disgust. No, he did comment on him. He didn't say he saw anything, so... Or he just saw a guy. I wonder if he'll look... I'm gonna assume no. Just because it would be kind of... I don't know, I assume that you always see him like that. Because you can't get not broke, technically speaking. It's either this or we complete the initial interviews. We already met Everard. That only leaves the Wild Pines representative. There's one in the town negotiating the strike. She could have information. Oh, we can interview her now. Alright, so... Do I want to level up normally, or... Because I got a lot of shit here. You know what? These can wait. Let's put a point into... I want more authority. Let's go with that. Ooh, and actually... No, yeah, that's fine. He's actually a huge net worth individual. You don't say. Oh, wait, hold on. I wonder if we can retry... Dang, I forgot about this. We can retry this. What does it require? It requires volition. Oh, I have to put... Oh, I have to put into volition. I see. Dang it. Oh, well. So, I know where the representative is, luckily. Oh, this guy looks drunk. Let's talk to him. Oh, he didn't have anything to say. What's this? Oh, we can take that. Okay. Oh, let's talk to those guys, actually. They might give us some insight as to what happened on this great continent of Martinez.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape?
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
The other one is eating a big sandwich. Look at his hand going into his mouth. The sandwich, it's hauntingly beautiful.
I am trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old, I can see that. We're both old. Now, stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
You might have noticed that the voice acting in this game is kind of uneven. Both, not even just in like the quality of the performances, but also like the quality of the recording equipment. Sounds like they just asked people to record their audio where they were with no real like quality control. There's no audio quality that's like terrible, but sometimes you can hear, like, you can tell that they're recording in a room, and you can hear the reverberation. These manly men are playing balls. That is a ball game. Grab a ball and play. Don't ask questions, shoot first, and ask questions. Ask questions never. Alright, I got this. Ball time. Oh, God. 58% chance. Okay. Oh, better observe them first, sure. That's a spirit. Maybe they'll...
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my concentration.
Ah, mon Dieu. The pain in my back is unbearable. I can't even say if it's in my back or hip anymore. Feels like it's in both.
I hope you pass out from it, you goddamn jellyfish. Men like you are the reason this nation is sinking.
Standing tall and proud, he looks at his partner with disgust. Trying to throw something as closer to a predetermined point as possible, measuring. This must be the age-old game of pétanque. Shush, ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game already. I'm on it, coach. Oh, fuck, really? That actually made it worse? Whatever. As long as I don't hurt myself. Oh my... God, don't tell me I threw out my back or something. That felt wrong, like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast. Oh boy, let's not go here. Okay, I didn't lose all the legs of it. Mon Dieu! Good job, us for that. That was an excellent throw. There are two more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job, and this was downright embarrassing. Mossback and his shitty ball are mocking you. You need to get angry, use swear words, mention spunk. The damn ball was slippery as fuck. How do you expect me to throw this piece of shit when it's got old man spunk all over Mossback? Holy fuck, let's go. What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw. His tone is full of admiration. With a pinch of fear. How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston, or even climb out of his ass? He shakes his head in extreme disdain. I was going for something cool, but I screwed it up. No, let's not be that. Right. The old soldier says, well, was the demonstration it, or do you still need something from us, officer? Yes, officer. What do we need from these gentlemen? I found your guard booth, Rene. Yes, the Débardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. He looks down. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night on any way, and money is tight. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave ever since last Monday. So who was working your shift that night? No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. He looks suddenly very old and tired. There's no other guard. It's just me. No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday? Yes, he nods before hesitantly continuing. It's not actually an issue, I mean. Look, officers, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Mr. Claire had that booth built specifically for him. It's mostly decorative. So it doesn't matter if you're not there or not. The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals, he tries to argue. Everard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off of. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Everard gets it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die. There is no middle ground. René is but one man. We need a program. René should rent out his services, invest a profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. Let's go. This one. That's not charity, not to me. There's a grimace of pain on the old soldier's face. Looks like he wants to add something, but can't find the words. Finally, his eyes light up, and he says, Up there, I give it all I got. I earned my keep. But you're right, officer. There's no middle ground. It's do or die. I saw a picture there. You were in it. Who's the girl? His features stiffen, and he gets a cold look. She is nobody. This is none of your concern. I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM. The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu. Gaston speaks with a soft voice, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. Got it, thanks. Do you know anything about the man who's hanged in the back of the Whirling Rags? Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely, and most of the locals. In Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them? But you don't have a problem with cops. Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. He doesn't know about the crime. Your time is better spent discussing politics. What about policewomen? I'm confident they are indispensable in regard to all the paperwork and other administrative duties. Oof. Not to mention keeping the station tidy and the men fed and happy. No man can afford to turn his eyes to the horizon if his rear isn't secured. If the women folk take care of that, the men can tackle the bigger issues. Great minds think alike, Renee. You and I really seem to have it all figured out. The RCM doesn't discriminate, the Lieutenant marks dryly. Women are held to the same standards as men, and as reflected in the quarterly statistics, are equally effective in their jobs. Unlike men, they also have to deal with the very same mentality you two are displaying right now. He frowns. If it weren't for this, they would outperform us. The soldier quickly glances at the lieutenant, then turns back to you. I'm glad at least some people keep a level head in these turbulent times. I saw the statue Philip III. Ah yes, King Philip on his steed, a reminder of what Revachol once was. Oh, absolutely, he smiles as if reliving a pleasant memory. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold. A superpower, feared and respected, a testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule. How should a true king rule? Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood. Powerful leaders not afraid to do what must be done. That is what this country needs. Revachol would be a different place if more people realized that. He gently rubs his chest. We could still be the... Don't get started on that. What happened happened. There is some weirdness in his voice. He's heard this rant many times before. The carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. Yeah, that's enough we're gonna get from them, I think. Son, you've really let yourself go to disgrace, but physical coach instrument is going to get you back in prime condition, even if it takes 1,000,000 push-ups. Coach physical instrument? Does that mean you'll call me a maggot and a Nancy boy to motivate me? Does a master swordsman insult his own blade? No, I'm going to turn you into an athletic benchmark, you big pussy. Yes, sir, forge me into organic steel, coach. It's going to take blood, sweat, piss, and tears, but when I'm done with you, boy, you will be a master athlete. Let's do this, coach. I'm with you. Coach physical instrument. Behold, world, here walks a sportsman, hands chalked and hair kept back with a bandana. The Homo Athleticus. So, we have so many things we can... Oh, that only takes 40 minutes? Interesting. But we can't unlock it quite yet. Because we need to get another level up. I might look into investing in that. Alright. Actually, let's go... yeah, let's go inside. Let's see if we can't talk to the lady, because we explored the back. Oh, I didn't even notice about the pronunciation.
You broke down the back door? The wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures. I suppose it's all over now? I guess there's no escape. What are you talking about? It's just a door. Just a door? This place is cursed, detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well. Curse? But I thought the curse wasn't real. Of course you did. You're nothing but a policeman. She shrugs, visibly dejected. Alright, you know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do. But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity? No, I don't think so. Yes, a malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her. You mean the chimney that's part of the central furnace? I heard voices coming from there. Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtain upstairs. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. She shivers. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. Alright. Oh, we actually have that. So I have to talk to her to actually trigger that quest. Alright, let's go finish it. Oh yeah, that door's fucked. Oh, actually, wait. Before I do that, let's go buy a map. Look at the map of Revachol. And west of the river, Courant, so somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Faubourg, it's almost as bad as and much larger than Coal City. It's worse. And Martinez, it's so small I can't even see it on the map. No, wait, there it is, north of Jamrock. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb, rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. It is cold in this bookstore, or is it just you? So, can I buy these maps? I'm sorry, officer, the map of Martinez is the only one available. Why is this one so cheap? I don't think it's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. What happened then? Alright, so let's buy... Oh, we can steal it, but that's a 3% thing, so let's not. Alright, now we have a map. If we go here... We actually have a map of... by the way, this is the entire map of the game. It's very small. It's a very small area. It does tell you where things are. The only, I guess, downside is that it doesn't tell you where you are relative to it, so... So, yeah. And right now... Oh, actually, I'll go back. I'll go back to it quick. Right now, we can only access this portion. This area we cannot access until, I think, day 3? So, yeah, we're stuck in a little area for now. Alright, let's go investigate the woman who lives in the walls. Oh, shit. What does he want to say?
It's dark.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Yeah. I'll put the flashlight on my hand. Let's go. Let us investigate. Oh, no, not that way. This way. Alright, so let's go talk to the chimney again. Yell into the furnace. Sick. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney depth. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then... This is the police. Who's there? Oh. And there we go. So now we can go upstairs. There was a security curtain. There is no longer a security curtain. And here's this lady.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of dye are you looking for?
She's got a direct view of the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching. Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
So she makes unique dice. As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fill with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. I was looking for something else. I'm not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer. I need to ask you some questions.
How else can I help you then?
How'd you become a dice maker? How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there. Do you like playing role games yourself? Not especially. I like working with rare minerals and a steady pay. And role players are customers. They're nice people. Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling rags? Nothing, really. I didn't know him. Your window looks directly into the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening? I'm sorry, Detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. And you never took your eyes off to work to look out the window? I might have, but in this case all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's light here, but dark in the yard at night. I see, thank you for your answers. She nods. What is this place anyway? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls, even though they've been repainted. There are still signs of black soot here and there. Funny you mentioned ordering a D20. She actually does serve a mechanical purpose. You can buy a dice, I believe, for 7 real, which at this point in the game is pretty expensive, just because relative to how much we have. And you can essentially re-roll your stats. So if you don't like how the character you are is rolls, or how you rolled your character, I guess, you can re-roll for a cost. But when I arrived here, all the other... So it's kind of weird, but whatever. But I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus. Creative. I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area? I've heard the stories, she nods, but I don't think those stories are true. Wait, how do you explain what happened to all these companies then? It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail. Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow? And actually isn't doing that well. Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the Whirling Rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex. Hold on, the Whirling Rags is part of the doomed commercial area? You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center. Yeah, but it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there. No, the Whirling Rags isn't doing well either. Its waitress has took off and its customers have trouble paying bills. And then there's me. She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters. I've been here 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it? It's because she's in cahoots with the demons. It's because you're competent. The dice maker erupts in laughter. Wait, what? So the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing isn't a curse, it's capitalism. The jig is up! The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity! I think it might be you still causing this. I'm the Grand Dragon in the cave. She seems mildly entertained by this suggestion. Might I ask what supports this claim? I yell to summon the ghost of the doomed commercial. I know you're the one who answered. Oh my. I've revealed myself. You better call the exorcists. It is not my job to do this, for I am merely a police officer. Of course. She pinches the root of her nose. How convenient. Well, if you ever find the way to explain all those inconsistencies in the curse, then let me know. She turns back to her work. Wait, what? You can actually roll for that? Ooh, I'll try that, actually. 42%? I'll take the odds. Worst case, I'll put a point into it later. Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect. Excuse me, what are you doing? The dice maker stares at you while you start to fuss with your pants. Officer. I'm trying to lower my... It's part of this special technique I have. She squints at you, a little astonished at what she's hearing. And what technique is that? You still haven't gotten your zipper open. Okay, hear me out. Sometimes I get these feelings. Miss, I apologize for my colleague's behavior. He's still recovering from an unusual medical episode. Officer, this isn't how mature adults deal with their feelings. Oh no! Now you feel something, the cold damp of shame washing over you. No, not like that. I can feel the wind, or I don't know, the air pressure, and then the air tells me things. The air pressure told you to take your pants off in my studio? This is not going very well, is it, word-wise? No, I'm not explaining this very well. So we can do this later. I'll put a point into Shivers, because I do want to know why her business hasn't failed. Because I don't know if talking to... Okay, hold on. What I'll do is save here, because I don't know if finishing this quest will actually close that off. Alright, let's go. Come on. Can I not go through there? Wait, can I really not go back like that? Oh, that's dumb. Oh, no, I have to click on that. Never mind. I forgot that's how that works. Alright, Plaisance. We're gonna have a talk.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
A novelty dice maker, her eyes widen. Well, spit it out. What does she need to do to the dice? She's not the one to blame for this curse. I'm gonna fuck with her a little bit. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse? Before you say anything, ask yourself, is the woman really able to withstand the truth? The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. So we can play into her fears. So last time I'll see what happens when I lie to her. Let's lie to him. Oh, how horrid! I knew something wasn't right about that place. Tell me, did you find a way to break the curse? I just fuck my god. I called upon the spirit of Guillaume le Million to banish the curse in a flash of disco brilliance. Yeah, I de-spooked it. I de-spooked it. What does that mean? Are you certain? Oh, but who am I to question your methods? She looks at you with sudden admiration. All that matters is that the energies are retreating. I can already feel the curse lifting. It will be a long time until we're fully free of it, of course, but still. Damn, we de-spooked it, boys. Oh, nice, new skill. Alright then. The shop around you feels ancient suddenly, damp and saturated by the coastal air. The books are rotting, a great cold lives here, and there, too, 1,200 meters away, on the urban coast, the dark shape of a church is reflected on the water calling. Alright, let's put a point into Shivers, and see... Actually, do I have items that can give me Shivers? Not at the moment, no. Alright, let's go talk to the lady again and see if I can't re-roll that. Oh wait, I'm going the wrong way. Gotta go this way. So what are my chances? Was 42 last time? Oh wait, before that, I want to see if that's even still available. Oh, perfect, it is. 58. Oh, no. There's 58% chance. Surely it'll go well. Yeah! Alright, let's see what we can come up with. A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though get agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere. Hey, Neha. The curse is real. This is just and I know why it has spared you. Didn't we already talk about this? She asked. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area. What are you talking about? She says, shaking her head. My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruined swallowed it up. Its ruin swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city. No, this used to be a coal plant. You're in a chimney of another building. This doesn't make any sense. She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from? I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown. She says, you're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure? Rest assured, no psychic attacks will reach you here. She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face. What? Do you know what this is? She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. A lucky charm? It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with little I inherited from my parents. I drove it to the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. Why are you telling me this? It wasn't just a jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shop's adventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney? Yes, coincidence is all that safeguards us. Yeah, or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you wanted. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be. You can try again. Still, there's something inherently violent, even about dice rolls. It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Soon, some alternative ending or an entirely different world. She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light. Ooh, what the fuck? I'm getting so many thoughts. But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer. What the hell is this? All temporary research, all red checks fail. Oof. I'm gonna study that because that seems interesting. Oh yeah, we're still becoming we're still learning about revolutionary nationhood. So much to do. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's actually continue with the investigation. Go this way. What the fuck? Oh yeah, I can go this way. Around the corner. Okay, so let's now talk to the Wild Pines representative. Which, if I'm not mistaken, she should be this way. And she should be on these docks, actually. Oh. Actually, wait, I think I can open that if I equip this. Ooh! Signal blue navy coat. Suggestion, but -1 half-life. Curious. And we got some magnesium over here. Nice. Oh, there she is. Let's talk to her. A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Good evening, officers. I'm Joyce.
She extends her hand in greeting.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbor. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
She steps closer and holds out her hand over the railing. What does the L stand for?
Leighton. My maiden name.
Her bony hand dangles from the sleeve of her oversized turncoat. Shake her hand.
I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
Am I competent? I don't know about that.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
You seem rich. Can I have some money? Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it? What is this? At an athletic challenge? Scream it from the top of your lungs. Immediately show that asshole. You seem rich. Can I have some money? You're thinking it, but your lips are not moving. What? Why not? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub. What nice fabrics. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green coat. Green raincoat. Almost rustic in its simplicity. A silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat. White dull orange pearls hang from her lobes, red from cold. Her light green eyes can scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities. These are the kind of eyes of the rich man that seem to say everything is possible, within reason. Yes, so. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are legs, a scythe of booth and precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead and your underwear feels uncomfortable. Oh no. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... As I should be for even considering it. This is a woman and I'm a man. Yes, you should be able to take care of yourself, not grovel at her beautiful feet, dishonoring yourself and your organization with this request. Oh god, the lieutenant is here to do not dishonor the force. Oh, Rebellion nationhood disapproves. Interesting. So because I'm internalizing that, it actually prevents me from asking her outright. Interesting. Curious. Alright. What can you tell me about the lynching? Quite a few things, I'm afraid. She feels silent for a moment, contemplating something. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge. Uh-oh, I don't have my badge. Of course, ma'am, we should have introduced ourselves. I'm Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41, Detective Dubois. I don't seem to have my badge, actually. Oh, and what happened to it, Detective? Remember when my partner told you had recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge related to that. I see. So are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode? I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world is sitting nothing. Oh dear, she sighs with confusion, sadness even. Some kind of... Oh fuck. Encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond. I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you'd gain by faking such a condition. As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM. Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge. Alright, let's see if I can't suggest her to do it. Yay! 42% roll, succeed. She's a negotiator, just a float of favor at her, insinuate. Surely there's some other way to demonstrate her law enforcement credentials. I will be frank with you. She puts her hand she puts down her thermal cup. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible. You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain. Like what? Reports from inside Terminal B suggest that it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. The company has tried looking into the matter before to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones. Or you can recover your badge, so if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause. Detective, a word in private before we continue. Excuse us for a moment.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How did you hope it would go? Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance and, you know, not volunteer us to be your henchman. Oh, so we're henchmen now? This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, where she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands. What do we propose? That we don't investigate the drug trafficking? No, if there's a reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we're siding with the Union, or that we're on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is we ask her, then we investigate briefly. He adjusts glasses, but do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for the information on the lynching. Let's get back to it then. Was that a... No. Alright, so we'll take his word for it.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
This reality she pulls her, it's related to the medical apples that I have trouble remembering even the most basic of reality. Ah yes, the episode. Like an acute case of that. She puts down her thermal cup and looks at you. Don't be phased, madam. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all reality. We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can. Oh shit. There's a lot to ask. We'll ask this later. Okay, tell me about this alleged drug trafficking. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years. Ingredients for what, ma'am? Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Shit, yeah, baby, it's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down? Why are you trying to shut down the party pipeline? I assure you, officer, these are not the sort of parties you'd want to attend. She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to. Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara to Revachol through the terminal? Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here. Wild Pine seems to be well appraised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the products, sells drugs? I mean... We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no, as far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. And you want us to investigate. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Everard and the Dock Workers Union. Still, she raises her bony finger. Every chain has its weak link. The handoff, the motor lorries, and at the roundabout, the lorries. Precisely, someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbor into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a local network of manufacturers. Well beyond our grasp, but in transit they are vulnerable. How convenient that they're trying to like beach whales at the roundabout. Perhaps you noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. She gives you a knowing look. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share some company secrets with you. What proof do you have that the Union is involved? How do you think they're financing that strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight. There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it. With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide that for 2,000 men. The local business can scarcely provide for themselves. So you think the strike is being funded with sourced ingredients for drugs? Precisely, smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely. Then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. Okay, I've made up my mind about the smuggling investigation. We will accept this task. Excellent, she takes a long sip of tea. According to our reports, there are at least 3 lorry drivers hanging near the roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something. It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case wide open. I suspect the traffic jam won't disperse for a few more days. You should have the time you need. Alright. That's it. So, let's go investigate drugs. So, this character, we can talk to her, and she basically gives us a big fat, it's optional, mind you. She can basically give us a big fat exposition dump on the world that we live in. And she's got some very interesting things to say, provided you have the patience to read through everything she has to say. Because she has a lot to say. But now let's go investigate the drugs. So we have 3 lorry drivers. Let's actually talk to the only one we've talked to, actually. I know who the other 2 are. Let's talk to this one first. Our good old friend.
Hello, compatriot. You have something to discuss?
You're a lorryman, right? What's your stance on drugs? Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. He takes a long drag of his cigarette. Nice. Why not? You know where that shit comes from. Saramiriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage. So I take you're not smuggling drugs. Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep the poison off the streets of Revachol, right? Look, I'm gonna be straight with you since you're my kin. I don't know shit, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. You're a cop, and I'm not an idiot. He puffs on a cigarette. So why are you still hanging around here? Most of the lorrymen have left. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting loaded lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the boss will be on my ass like gas cancer. I did see one lorry with the doors open. Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Whirling Rags when some kipped boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. He takes a long suck on his cigarette, appearing to savor the taste. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. Bad for him, I guess. The man shakes his head, dismayed, furiously pulling on a cigarette. It's a fucking travesty is what it is. If it's not you, then who's running drugs through Terminal B? Isn't it obvious? Fucking Seleng, the beaded-eyed South Samaran. He spits on the ground. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. Where do I find him? Just follow the smell. It smells like apricots and oil when you're nearby. The loreman lets out a raspy croak at his own sense of humor. Yes, where is he? Looks like I offended your partner here. Too bad, Seleng's usually a little bit south of here. Near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He nods in a sagely manner. Then another puff of that cigarette. He's your man, alright? 100%. I wouldn't be so sure about it, not until we've heard about what Seleng himself has to say. Guess we need to pay Seleng a visit, then. Alright, let's go talk to him. What else do I have in here? Oh yeah, I have the coat. He gives me less half-light. Actually, how much longer until the Revacholi nationhood? It's only at 28%, so it's like another, what? 6 hours and 32 minutes. Okay. Wait, that gives me -1 composure. Does that mean I have 0 in that? Wait, I have -1 in Savoir 5. How does that work? I don't even know you can get into the negative stats. Huh. That's kind of hilarious. But anyway. Alright, let's go talk to this guy. He's south of here. Hey, you. You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assembled of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him in the face, his face breaks into a wild, welcoming grin.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
From out on this bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool.
You think I'm cool?
Oh yeah, you got style. You got personal style. You know what you like.
He surveys his consumer's kingdom with an air of satisfaction.
You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Damn, dude. Persuade him to give you some money. Fuck. You, I want your money now. Oh, okay. Seleng stops, his face suddenly serious. But why, officer? Because I am corrupt? I don't really remember how it works, though. Being corrupt, I mean. Oh, yes, lots of cops are. Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job. He looks at the vendor. Alright, shit. What's your stance on drugs? Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course, in which case drugs are excellent. He kisses his fingers. Tasty, tasty drugs. I'm super into drugs. That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale, or at my home, or on my person, he smiles. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam. That's even cooler. You're investigating that and all, but I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that. But you are a lorryman. Another driver has identified you and your lorry. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater. Okay, cool. Thank you, Daryl. So you admit you're a lorry driver. No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. Whoops. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. He spreads his arms. So you were embarrassed to tell me. No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rearview mirror now. I'm coming out of that hole with ingenuity. Seleng, my source tells me you're the one transporting drugs for the Union. No, that's insane. It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and has sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that? Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor? I'm glad that you're glad. I'm glad that I get to keep streaming too. It's bullshit that the whole thing exists. Because people can't leave a thing be. There has to be something to it, but it's not the time and place to rant about that. Nothing I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. Don't get involved with that crowd. And what crowd is that? Crowd, you know, the drug crowd. No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd. Some people are Spurgs. They just can't, like, ignore it. They'd be like, no, fuck you. I feel it's a movement of spite. It's a movement of spite. It's a act of spite, I should say. There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the late racist lordman. Who are you afraid of, Sileng? You know who they are. Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up. Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on that table. Zoom in on it. If you don't want to get into this mess, raise your voice. You have to give us a reason to move on. It's a she, okay? He whispers. The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. Where is she? I haven't yet met a woman on the roundabout. There's one by the statue of that king. He points towards. I haven't gone near her, and I won't either. The third driver. We haven't talked to her yet. What exactly is she? Near the horseback monument. He nods. In her lorry there, but I don't know if it's her. Are we cool now? I think we're cool now. Okay, we're cool now. Oh, let's persuade him again. Yeah. Hey, you seem a little. You seem like a really successful entrepreneur. God, I can't speak today. Oh, okay, but why, officer? After all this, Mr. Broken Sales lied to you. Come on, think of it as an investment. An investment he raised. What kind of it? It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane. I guess it can't. How much are you? 10 real. 10 is a real bargain. Alright, I'll look around. We got 10 real out of that. Nice. Maybe we can buy something here.
Don't be shy. These are premium class clothes. Good quality fabrics, best retro design. Save the economy with your style, officer.
Find something worth salvaging. Oh, sick! Nice roll. This jacket is in the apex of human evolution, the moment of which a man became weatherproof. Windbreaker. +1 composure, -1 shivers. I'm not interested. Alright, let's go talk to this other lorry woman. Alright, I believe it's her. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there's a warm smile on her face. I'd like to ask some questions. No response wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her. Snap your fingers in front of her face.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from hypnosis, you've jolted her back to reality. Are you alright, ma'am? You were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in the traffic jam. In the 50s.
What's so bad about the 50s?
The men have small jaws, and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can make the world out of amber?
When else would you be then?
Back in Mefke, during the time of the revolution, the sidewalks and coffees are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boideiro picture starring Gabriel Buenguerro.
Is she Portuguese? Is Portuguese or Spanish?
Until you come along, that is.
Who is Gabriel Buenguerro?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
She shows you the photograph in the lavish amber frame. A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you, his head crowned with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw is the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This sounds like an image I know.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of the cinema whenever he came on the screen, and schoolboys used to memorize all his lines.
She leans back, severing the world she's conjured up. In all likelihood, it's a world that's only exists in her mind. So I take it you were in Mesk when you were young?
Someone was.
Okay.
Why not, Herife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
She settles back against the railing of her motor lorry. Behind her, mountains of memorabilia, photos, and knickknacks line the dashboard. What are you hauling? Diamonds. Diamonds, really? Of course not, she says, grinning. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was? Okay, but what are you really hauling? She shrugs. Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry? I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean. She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason. What if the cargo is contraband? Wait, you get high off of driving lorry? Oh, it's so much more than high where I go. Zerf. It's low. I go to the bottom. She closes her eyes in reverie. Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later. What if the cargo's contraband? Then it's contraband, lawman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like bad hand. God. Hermenegildo. This game. Alright, are you the lady driver? Did you just call me a lady, Zidif? Well, aren't you a lady? The woman's malevolent cackling fills the roundabout. I'm a lady like your Gabriel Buenguerro, only in dreams, so you're not the driver everyone is terrified of. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me. Then who is the female driver I was told of? How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communards, sniffing around when I have my movies to go to? That's all I need to know, thanks. You seem to know about drugs. What do I need drugs for, lawman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drug, the adversary? Yes, there is a protagonista, she gestures into the intersection, and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from that land. Those epithets are familiar somehow. The great adversary, the great unrest. I don't like the sound of any of that. It sounds like a horrible drug, the worst one of them all. Where can I get my hands on this experience? If you don't know, she flicks her wrist in a gesture of casual dismissal. I wanted to ask if you'd be interested in smuggling some drugs. Why would I want to do that? For commerce, the glory of the world republic, liberation of the spirit and body. Lawman, what in the name of God are you talking about? Okay, let me put it another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B? Her shoulder bones crack as she shrugs. Maybe, probably not. It makes no difference to me either way. You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could it be drugs? Just this month I made half a dozen trips from Saramitsara to Grad on the U-41A. What do you think they take from Saramitsara to Grad, lawman? Drugs? No, lawman. Diamonds. She grins. Damn this. Make her answer. If you had to guess, what do you think is smuggling? Who do you think is smuggling drugs around here? Easy, it's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. She squints the hell across the square. Also, he's the only one I can see from here. That's correct. There is no visibility of any others here. I didn't ask about diamonds, did I? Don't care about that. Diamonds are good for you, lawman. You should try them sometimes. Make yourselves pretty like Eva de Shoras. Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the features of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains. I think we're done here, no? Yep. Go. Enough jamboree. So, I guess we talked to the skinny man. There's only one other guy we have to talk to. This fucking guy. He looks like a man who'd do drugs. Excuse me, do you do drugs? I am the law.
Yes, you are, my man.
Yes, people get that you are the law. You really don't have to keep saying it.
Stop undermining me, Kim. Oh, that's not what I want to do.
Back already?
What's going on here?
It's a jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No
Tommy
explanation.
or is that
Workers on
roughly
strike,
translates to
scabs
Tommy the
agitating,
man?
An all-around clusterfuck.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days. Feels near forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout.
I'm here to ask crime questions.
Everyone's a critic, man. It's okay. I've been for a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need?
I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver? He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, then looks away. I don't know what to talk... I don't want to talk about that. Why? Do you know something? What is it? Man, I was hoping she'd catch a break. All I can say is she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some mastermind evildoer, and I don't know where she is. Who is she to you? A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She was the only one person in this damn jam I could talk to. She was someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? Who is this person? What's her name? Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name secret from me, too. Now I see why. It's Disco Elysium, baby. What does she look like? A youngish woman, gruff, but in a cool way. What color hair? It's the spiritual successor to Disco Elysium, made by no one involved. It's basically, hey, let's take the parts that people liked about Planescape, and that's it. Blue and Violet died. It was Violet when she got here. Before she went. Uh-oh. She's got danger hair. Then she may have died again. When did she leave? Damn, I don't wanna... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person, I know that much. We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation. That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience. It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only. I don't believe you. Believe us, it really is. I just can't, man. I'm not naive. You say she's you said she's troubled, so how? She got the darkness in her. The young person's darkness when you think it's all over and you're looking for a way out. Is there any disco dancing? No, but there's a lot of reference to disco. I can see people not liking this game just because there's no combat. It's fine. If this game was like longer than it is, it'd probably be more grating. I could see people, but it's actually quite. But the fact that it's short by the standards of RPGs, I think it doesn't overstay its welcome. Share this with you. Yes, which is why I don't want to snitch on her. Like, come on, man, life is just a joke. Maybe, but not another person's life. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked, and she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like, for her. Did this violent... Fuck, I always see some things... I think I'm going crazy. I'm always seeing something move in my peripherals. Well, he sighs, it looks like it did now, but we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know. She talked about her mind. When she left, did she leave her lord behind? Fuck, man, go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers who couldn't stand her or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out. Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out. Now's not a time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son. It's right there. The answer is right here. You just need to ask him. Come on, do it. So you're alright with others ratting her out. You just don't want your hands dirty. Sounds like a stand-up guy. Fine, I don't want to be a butcher, and I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt. A little fame wouldn't hurt, too. Alright, let's force her. She's a suspect, and I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation. I thought you were a different kind of cop. What the fuck were you thinking? Where is the lady driver? Here, he takes a key ring from his pocket, and then looks at it before giving it to you in silence. Then he gives them to you. Her lorry is still here. Pat down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know. When did she leave? Last Friday. He blinks. His eyes half empty. Anything else? Like where she is now? No, I don't. And why did you have her keys? She left them to me because she trusts me, and so I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise... He doesn't finish the sentence. Other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving. Let's go. Thank you for your cooperation, sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing. You don't really think so. I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir. Alright. There is a quest that we can sing... Actually, wait. Do I even have that quest? Almost check. Yeah, we have the sing karaoke quest, which we're going to do. We can't do that soon. We can't do that immediately. We need to wait until the third day before we can. Alright. Where is that? It's this truck right here. Unlock the door. Open it. There's a radio transmitter in the front of in the toolbox. Some admire the posters. There are more movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s to the teens and the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. Study the centerfold. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put a finger on whom exactly? This is Tip Tijion, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death. Oh, so she's a Marilyn Monroe stand-in. What happened to her? She wasted away in a drug den called the Door of the River, not far from here on Boogie Street. A mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world and that camera too. Enough. Examine the radio. Looks like the frequency dial is absent and requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver. Lieutenant leans closer to the radio and hums. Strange, there are so many radio stations saved here. Excuse me. I got the coof. Why would he need so many radio stations? For contacting an entire fleet of loremen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Is there anything we can do with the radio? Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key. What else is here? Pull out the toolbox. Unfold the newspaper. It's an issue of Périphérique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. Pick up the note. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics to something called the ULAN frequency system. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's the hangover, but they give you a headache. The ULAN frequency system. I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but pushing the pedals. You wedge under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around. A hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip. She looks like a sandpaper. A novel technique. Back up into the cabin. That's it. Great, I think we got everything. A word detective? Oh, sure. Let's talk to him.
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim? Honestly, I'm quite worried about what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. This means it's well-funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it. I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. Listening in on your calls between you and your station? A worrying prospect. What about the movie posters? As elegant as they are, I don't think they're relevant to the drug trade. Don't be fooled, Desire always plays a role. A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin. What are you trying to suggest? Yes. Well, he doesn't say anymore. Ha ha ha! I wonder what it means. How do you think this is going to the Union? We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation, but somehow I doubt the Everard Clare would be oblivious to something like this happening right under his nose. Will the RCM open an investigation? Oh, my suggestion is we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. It's a slippery eel, but we might just be able to pin them down indirectly down the road. Will the RCM open an investigation into this? We should return to the murder case, see what Doyes tells us about the lynching. When we're done for the day, I'll call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we're done here, we do not want to get caught in that. He stops to think. Or what are you thinking? The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. Investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved. I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. Corruption? He nods. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. They won't help anyway. Okay, debrief over? Debrief over. After you. So... Actually, I've done quite a bit today. Once we talk to the Wild Pines representative, we can investigate the body, and then that'll be it for the day. We can call in dispatch later, I think. Gotcha, I've not called dispatch. There's some things involved in that we should probably do, but we can do that later. Alright, hopefully she's still around. If not, this is going to be troublesome. Because I know she leaves after... Okay, she's still that prison. I think she leaves at 10.
You're back. Good.
Are you exposing any communism plot, Doyes? Not really. We're still investigating a murder. Yes, my eyes in the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? Wait, where exactly are these eyes located? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation. The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. The decision should be yours. Yes, I should decide. Alright, there will be an investigation, that's all I can say. Okay, thank you for sharing that much with me. She exhales as though a weight has been lifted from her shoulders. My employer thanks you as well. In any case, you've held up your end of the arrangement, now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries. How are the lynching and the strike connected? I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. A momentary lapse of faith. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer. Every worker a member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric and not a serious demand, but the stridency of it seems to have spooked them. Do you need a security detail? Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh god, I'm burping. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering. Who are they exactly? Krenel, an Ornese military company. As far as I know, these three arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stress disorder. What? And no idea how to conduct themselves in an... I've never heard of trauma and stress disorder. So what happened? The story is one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling rags and lynched last Sunday night. What then? Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I've not been able to discuss the matter with him, with anyone there. The remaining 2 criminal contractors carry out their orders for now. For now? It's a smokescreen in secret. They are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The violence is escalating, or will escalate. What is the nature of this so-called investigation? Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. Oof. It'll be all of them. The discussion is already made. I have to say, this is not disco. Oh, I got an achievement. I thought they were not working. Say 7 deranged superstar lines. Ha! It is very far from disco. A wave crashes against the side of her boat. My only hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect from the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, she grabs a hold of the mainsail. If you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This is, in turn, will force the Union to respond. They would have to. To project strength and power. The débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1. Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? She leans back. It's not pretty. The Ceres giant hornet, the world's 2nd largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 whole hours. These men work in tandem using semi-fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons. Even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. She is silent for a moment, then concludes, as I said, a bloodbath. I can't see it happen. Isn't this pretty bleak scenario you're describing? Many bleak scenarios have already come true. She looks at you, eyes damp from the wind. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going to the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse the situation. This colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him? If you mean, did I see him alive? Yes, but I did not know him. His name was Lely, his service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. Tell me about the others first. One is a man, Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other woman, Phyllis de Paul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. De Paul is a radio operator. Lieutenant cuts in. What would you say... What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's? She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, and shakes her head. I can't remember. The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed. That's alright, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age? He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expression. What else? Nationality and accent? He was Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent. Orangese or Miss Indian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through the injury. That's all I know. I guess I only met him once. It must be hard to force your face to move in a new fashion. If you continue like this, you'll have an aneurysm. Then you'll have to too. You said the deceased assaulted a woman? Or he didn't. She tilts her head. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. Who did the pissing on then? The remaining contractors. Their tribunal is what they believe. What did these teenagers by the canal say? That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez. The lieutenant consults his notebook. His eyebrows ended in concentration. Odd, we haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place and when? Last Sunday night at the Whirling Rags, the hostel by the gate. Supposedly the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of doctor workers got their hands on him. And who was this woman? That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor, a bad rumor, in any case. It's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe. That's enough for now. I think we're good here. So we'll talk to her later to get exposition, if that's possible. Let's see if I can't learn a... Fuck, I don't get this bug. Okay, hold on. I gotta restart this game. There's a really annoying bug where you just can't unlock, I guess like thoughts, so that you can like internalize more thoughts. The only workaround is to restart the game. So let me do that quick. It's quite annoying. I don't know what's causing it. I'm surprised I even fixed it. Anyway, let's try that again. Alright. Sorry for the black screen. Alright, let's get back in it. I'm curious about that one that while we internalize it, that all red checks will automatically fail. I'm curious what the I guess the payoff is. All right, let's try that again. Alright. Take 2. Unlock that. And I believe I want to internalize... It was... The Precarious World. This one I'm curious about. Oh, I guess if you're wondering, obviously you cannot internalize all of these, I think, just by virtue of how you played, and also you only have 12 slots. If you want to learn a new one and you're all maxed out, you have to forget one, and then once you forget one, you can't relearn it. So... they're not all created equally, so... There's definitely some that you want to forget after learning. Alright, so now that we've learned... Oh wait, no, that doesn't lead me to the body. Let's go invest... Now let's go give the body an autopsy. Volumetric shit. Yeah, that's the first one. The game, like, that's the one you kind of need to progress through the game if you haven't passed the check. It's an alright one. I might actually let me see that one. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap from endurance rates to 4. We might want to... 3, 2, 4. Okay. Alright, so let's investigate the body now. Tell me something, dead man. Shoot, Looney, shoot. Oh, wait, nothing. Nothing new. You've done 100 of them before. What you do know is that at 18.9 kilometers, the Dormant Shield, Volcano Corpus Mundi is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single Ipshu sang to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco, but what a field autopsy is, you have no idea. Why don't you know? What use are you? You must have confused me with the Copopedia. Who's the Copopedia? I think I need to talk to him. You, sir, you are the Copopedia. Whoops. You have another pair of gloves? Unfortunately, no. Okay, I'll take it like a man. Unhygienically, yes. I suggest I handle the physical part of the autopsy and you take notes. Why should I take notes? In my paperwork? Yes, you see? He points to the bright red page at the end. Oh, we haven't even looked at our paperwork yet. Which actually tells more about our character. We'll do that later, I guess. Open your ledger at the field autopsy form. This can be done later, so it's not a huge deal. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger, and the bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Alright, begin. 1. Assistant. That's you. Right, Harry Dubois. The corpse is indifferent. Oh, because actually, I remember I investigated this corpse and he was taking notes, I think. So this is new for me. The corpse is different to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box. Coroner's case number. Write it down. Next, name. We've heard a nom de guerre, Lely. It's better than nothing. Write it down. Write Lely, nom de guerre. What's next? Date of birth. Date of birth. Nod. NA. Age. The man corrects some glasses. Roughly 50. Try 42. The damage is so extensive it's better to be on the side of on the young side. I'm gonna write roughly 42. He nods. Race. Mondial. Fair to olive skin from the Azul of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well write white-ish. Write it down. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other. Sex. Fuck you fuck, the little monster exclaims energetically. Male. Pig's gonna have sex! Right, pig's gonna have sex. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, God. Let's do male. Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. Date of birth. Date of death. We're still going with March 4th, 51. What else? He looks over his shoulders. Body identified by is non-applicable. Case number is the same as the coroner's case. Evidence of treatments. None, at least not after the initial examination. I'm not so sure. A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest as if it's in preparation. We should start the post-mortem. Just to turn the page. External examination. Summary. Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see. See! It's happening! Babrodin, yes, an expensive size M, color white. The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid. Write it down. The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They're fused to their skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Write it down. Tattoos. He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body. The upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the color files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Triget Mini. Write it down. What the hell's this? Angry duding. Thank you. He produces a measuring tape. Well-nourished, aesthetically built, measuring 1.80 meters, generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good, ambient temperature below freezing. The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. The buster's actual height is about 1.85, and no, you could not take him straight on. I'm going to write 1.85 meters, Lieutenant. Of course, I undercompensated. Write it down. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back short. Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, and cold to touch, not that different from a living person. Let's not stroke his hair. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chests, and thighs. Consistent with stone thrown post-mortem. Low velocity. Fucking low velocity? The kid explodes. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity. The lieutenant pays no heed. In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Write down. Ligature marks. Then the lieutenant proceeds a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut. The steel wiring, he concedes, breathless. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark. Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters. Oh, that healed my morale. Thank you. Good thing we get these chain cutters. Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below carefully. Right, as much precision as you can. See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off. Cut the belt off. Oh god, if I fail this. Oh god, don't fail. Oh fuck! Why? Oh fuck! Are you kidding me? Oh god. Fuckity you jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Fuckity fuck. Lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid. enough, cut some. Yeah, fuck him! Fuck that Fagati! Cold fucking time! Told you my pig was hardcore! He steps in. I should have a go before I think I have a strategy. No, give them back. I was just about to cut it off. His head, yes, you were about to cut off his head. He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts. With his elbow to his knees. Ah, boo. Yes, that's much better form than you had. Fuck you. Snap, the knotted slash, another cut, the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck, and the dark red ligature bark around it. Here. Until he comes to a gap. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap. As it ought to, this is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 to or 1.5 meters. Write it down. Chest is intact, normal contour, abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia. He pulls down the man's underpants. Now it's gonna happen, see? I fucking knew it! Genitalia is male and unremarkable, no evidence of an injury. Inspect the genitals. The dead man's penis is every size, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch. You should touch it. Doesn't feel like anything. Just cold under the flesh. Just cold flesh under your finger. Unremarkable and unalive. My pig's so fucking ill right now. His voice swells with pride. Write it down and move on. Yeah, pig's pretty sick, I gotta say. The genital looks revealed. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact but asymmetrical. There are old combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him and must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life. In addition, I see small residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersed on accumulation decades long in active combat duty. Last item, hands. Pick up, let the lieutenant work alone. Hands are clean, no signs of recent struggle. Were you expecting any? I was, maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, the stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Write it down. Alright, that's done. So, eternal examination summary. Central nervous system, he says, I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system? Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral of the story. If I might add to the moral of the story, what would that be? He looks at you inquisitively. The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply. I think that may well be a moral of every story, officer. Alright, NA. Good. Musculoskeletal, purge fluids coming from the mouth. Not injury-related, eyes and tongue protuberant, hyboid bone, let's see. With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it. Don't get killed, LMAO. Yeah, jack that fucker off! The hyoid bone is fractured, he says after a while. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Write it down. Back hunch as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaw. Respiratory system, he stops to exert more force. Both hands are used. He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hands. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants. Possibility after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucus of the lips and mouth. Look inside the dead man's mouth. No scream, no sigh of relief. Rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there, sickly sweet or unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in the mouth, that mouth of his. No, you don't. You keep it in. You keep it in anything. Look deeper inside. You manage to suppress the contractions trying to empty your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness. Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Write it down. Clearly suicide by lynching. He wipes his brow. You don't have any? I don't even know what that is. He looks at the corpses. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? I don't think so. Neither am I. And that's it? That's it. Right, NA. Same for toxicology and serology, NA. Both? Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge, the completionist me wonders if there's something we could still do. Like a toxicology screening? Who looks at the monster? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimmed with cocaine, but still, you should add a request. And toxicology requested. Brimming with cocaine. Cardiovascular, the body exhibits heavily lividity. Blood is gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with hanging right down. Gastrointestinal, he breathes a sigh of relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground and pool of feces there. This will do. Keep down the voila. Digested sensoid food and stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? And last thing, description of injuries. What about the injuries we've inflicted? Oh, so we inflicted them? This is a team effort. You mean the decision on the thorax from a chain cutter? That was not a team effort, and I wouldn't mention it in Muddies and Waters. So, back to injuries. Injuries. Bite marks. He nods. Head, chest, and scalp bite marks. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. Write down. Opinion. Non-fatal postmortem. Contusions. So the scalp bleeds from a postmortem head injury. A stone. The injury does not have the rim of an eagerly inflammatory response. A perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it postmortem. At maximum velocity, fucko! Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity. Write it down. Non-fatal postmortem. What's the fourth field injury for? Nothing, just in case. Turn the page back. Okay, nothing. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted. Ligature mark. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, the hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of crawling on the neck. The man's head jerks. What was that about no clawing around the neck? You'd be clawing for your life. A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck. That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, but it leaves much to be questioned, but it's a start. He produces a small black plastic roll from his jacket, a body bag. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. How did it go? Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening that was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks if we're lucky. I would not hold my breath. What else? We were thorough with this list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given those circumstances, it was professional field autopsy. Can I actually start leveling shit up right now? Yeah, let's go with this here. And let's go with Coach Physical Instrument. Ted's workout, baby. Perhaps a drink is in order. Later, I mean. Now you see that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You're proving a useful detective. The organization would admit. What now? I need a copy of that autopsy form, then I will drive him to Faubourg, rip out a copy of the autopsy. For processing. He looked at the dead man one more time. Search the body one more time thoroughly. 3% check. Damn. Don't touch his dick again. I think we're something we're not seeing. Okay, where do we find the fridge for the body? You can put him in there. Now that's an overstatement. It's not actually 4 storing cadavers, or at least I hope so. I think we should take a look at it first. All right, let's put his body in the fridge. Oh, what does he have to say?
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't even paid for the damages yet. You should take care of that, but I don't have the money. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Alright. Alright. Let's put his body in the fridge. We can go this way. Let's take the flashlight. So this looks like it's connected to... Alright, let's plug those bad boys back in. And there's the fridge. It certainly is an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cool enough too. You could fit 2 more bodies in the spare fridge. You stuff that body in there. Beautiful, he says, wiping a dead body in a nice bare fridge. This is some of the best police work I've ever done. You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites. Let's bring out the mead! I knew you would say that. I knew this would lead to a drinking. He shakes his head vigorously. No, no more. This is paganistic enough. And it does not leave this room. He means it. He doesn't want you to be the ice bear cop. This isn't police work, Kim, it's art. We're artists and this was our vision. I think this is a glorious achievement and people need to hear about it. No, they do not. They need to hear about our uneventful, boring, downright conservative murder investigation. At least we stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances. Still only, let's try it again. 3%. Aww. Dang. Oh well. We'll keep him in there, because I want to do something with him later when Kim's not with us. Alright. So we got a lot done on the first day of this murder invest. Well, technically, 4th day, because 3 days we didn't. Our character did nothing. Alright, let's see what Hawkman does.
Yes?
Tell me about the case. What do you want to know? What did the preliminary information say about it before you came here? You mean like a brief? Brief, yes, that sounds good. 3 days ago, the RCM emergency desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. So it's basically been there for a week. But for some reason, it had still been there. When we came to investigate, it was there for 4 days. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute. Why didn't we know anything about the caller? They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk couldn't identify neither the caller's age nor sex. Why hide themselves? There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. Of course, yes, I understand everything now. Sick. If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? His eyes. I assumed you were in on it. I don't remember being in on anything. You know what I'm on. You know what I'm in on? Retrograde amnesia. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. Cop-off? It's a stupidity, the lieutenant says. What kind of stupidity? The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality, so we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here, and now it's come to its natural conclusion. Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinez. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think that the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off, but I assure you I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is the least interested in a pissing competition. What's special about Martinez? Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist. A tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning, perhaps. Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze. Somewhere far away, fall below the turbine. The 41st and the 57th. Lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north. It's about who doesn't. I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. Okay, style me. It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking. This is what a modern cop looks like. In the new 20 years ago, it's what a modern cop looked like then. Was there anything else you want to speak of? Okay, that's enough of the competition then. Tell me something else. Oh, the 41st and me. Logic, roll. Let's try that. Hey! We get the low rolls, but I fail on a 92% roll. Look at you, it's because you're a failure that sent you to slight Precinct 57. What? No, that can't be right. Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win. Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up? Like, no, let's keep it to myself. Of course, it's only a theory. I want to talk about you. Me? Yes, you. I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. Well, we'll work together if we have a rapport. That's a fair point. All right. You're wearing glasses. That's correct. That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncaught material, if you say so myself. I didn't know they let binoclars become cops. Lieutenant's face turns a ruddy shade. I can assure you, detective, that I've passed all the required physical exams within the last year. Can you say the same? Oh shit. You may not remember taking my little tests, but you're strong as a goddamn ox. Anyone can see that. The thing is, the RCM employs relatively few oxen. It's clear that what the lieutenant may lack in mass musculature, he makes up for in other ways. Check it. I was made to crack skulls and solve cases. Just because your precinct has a reputation for cracking skulls doesn't mean that that's the only way to solve a case. Was there anything else? You don't look like other people around here. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother. But from my mother's side, he shakes his head. Not an interesting topic. Okay, then. Actually, let me ask him about Seoul. What is Seoul? It's part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, peninsular state west of the Insulian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. A regular Revacholière. Tell me a secret about yourself. The lieutenant narrows a single eyebrow. No. Ask again. Oh no, come on. Ask again. Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse in order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrows. What's happening to me? Something matter, detective? This guy's got authority off the charts. With just a flick of his eyebrow, he's able to make you his thrall. So what can I do about it? Nothing. You better hope he doesn't abuse his authority. There's a lot of it. Silently scream for help. If the lieutenant were an evil man, who knows what sort of havoc he could wreak. He's got a really high authority stat, apparently. Do you ever talk with yourself? What do you mean? You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain? Like I have? I have a lot of people in there. I have no idea what you're talking about. The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. So he's got a high authority, but very low conceptualization. Interesting. But this isn't an old school case. So how do you know? What, think? Well, I do most of my work inside my notebook. The lieutenant proceeds a small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies tonight. I still haven't had a beer all day. I think you should know that I can't remember anything. No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even. I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved. Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? What's wrong with personal affairs? Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy. The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the décomptage. Oh, wait. Décomptage. As its chain of command, every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. So what should I concentrate on? Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracles. Can you help me? Oh, we have an end of day debrief we can do with him now. Fine. Thank you, oh wise man. The serotonin deficiency makes your teeth clench. A microsecond passed. It seems I was lecturing you. I shouldn't have. You should consult a medical professional if you feel that you need help. Alright, forget it. And that's it. Okay. Ooh, wait, hold on. Thought complete. Coach, so what do we get with this? +2 physical instrument if shirt slot empty. Oh. Facts are for... Oh, and I have... -1 encyclopedia, but +2 in that. That's actually not... That's fine. So if this is empty... I am like this fucking peak physical specimen. I got +2 in physical instrument. Ooh, that's a big number right there. So I'm fucking bare-chested with this jacket. Brilliant. Alright, let's go in. Actually, we're not talking to the lady at all. Well, barely, rather. Oh, it's fine. Alright, let's talk to Garch. Look, it's disco. Look at the lights. Unfortunately, we can't sing a song, because we need to find some music later. Alright, let's talk to Gart.
Can I help you?
Oh shit, I didn't cash in that check yet. How much do I owe you again? I think it's 60? For the room, 60 real. Can I pay with this check? The cafeteria manager stares at you, baffled. You must be joking, right? You came here, trash everything, and now you try to pay with a novelty check? You can actually cash that check in. This isn't a game show. I'm not going to accept it. You owe me cold, hard money. I want you to see that money in the palm of my head, every single cent. Damn you, fat Aberart. Your novelty check is useless. You can cash in it at the local frit near the harbor gates, though it might not be enough to cover it. I was wondering if you come sort of enragement. Oh shit, this... And they're closed, unfortunately. I'll let him say something. Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking and... He shrinks back a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze. I mean, no offense. It's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. I still have the key, you know. Good luck trying to use it. He taps his foot against a metal box installed in the back of the counter. All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. I'll break the door down. Wonderful. Try to do that. I'll have to call an ambulance. The conversation isn't going anywhere, is it? Not until you bring me the money. Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when we're done here. Alright. So now we have to go to the motor carriage to sell something. It's a very nice soundtrack. Very melancholic. I have something here we could sell. Alright. What is it? I confiscated these four little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop. What are those things? They're spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, the caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them. What do you mean you confiscated them? A couple weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son, and high. So you took the spinners? Mm-hmm. I took them and arrested him for driving under the influence. Look at him. Isn't that corruption? I don't know, is it? The lieutenant looks back, stone-faced. I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked them back. Did you want to put these spinners on your machine? No, that would be silly. He hesitates. I don't know why I kept them. It doesn't matter. I couldn't put them on this MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous. Yeah, outrageously cool. He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark. I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me. As said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier. Alright, let's take it. And now we can sell them at the pawn shop. Actually, we can sell a lot of things at the pawn shop. So the pawn shop, if I'm not mistaken, is down here. Yeah, it's down the steps. Hopefully it's still open. Looks like it. Oh, and there's something in the trash. We got some fingerless gloves. Electrochemistry. Sure, I'll take it because I'm a horrible drug addict. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not relevant. Get in. Is anyone scheduled after me? No. Okay. Not that I plan to go over, so let's talk to this guy. There's a lot in here. We'll investigate this later.
It's not often that I see officers of the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
No, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from. It keeps me entertained.
With your business school snobbery. Is Roy yes, and yes, then what is he on? Yeah. Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while his mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard, he's probably on pure... What is that? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Can I check your eyes? Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them. Chill out, man. I'm a chill out cop who just wants to see wants to have some of what you're having. Hey, friends. Hero Holden is just something since the People's Pile disaster. I was in the emergency relief brigade, had to take it for radiation sickness. He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days. The People's Pile was that. A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned, radioactive waste everywhere, probably some of it in you too. Huh. Good job. Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were part of. He points to the white triangle on his orange safety jacket. We were on all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help fire brigades contain the spill. Tough son of a gun, this one. Respect. I lived by the river since I was a boy. Actually, you know what? I'll just see left. Increase my endurance. The Esperance didn't have the heart to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick. Must have been tough to get radioactive cleanup. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it's ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment and early deaths, cancer mostly, and we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? No one's, everyone's. He sighs and shakes his head. So much bitterness. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? Thank you for telling me. Ooh, level up. I like theory more than story. Outward movement, not vortices. Yeah, you gotta get on those vortices, my man. Care to share your drugs? Have you tried it before? Oh, the lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks. The display looks like he doesn't want to get involved. He won't be your narc, but he won't be thrilled about this either. I think I've tried it once and liked it. Here you go, man. Yeah, we got fucking drugs! Yes, darling, that's the coalition government ordained pyroholidon straight into your gut. Thanks, man. Aw, baby! Hooked up, motherfucker! There's something I'd like to sell. Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps. Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of the pawn shop. Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter, I'll give you 200 real. No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you. Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. So do come again. And he gives us 60 real to pay for the inn. Alright, now we can sell some stuff. So we can sell these, You can sell these postcards. No, we're gonna want that. Let's pawn this. That will keep, actually, that's something else. Sell that. Giant awful teacher. Don't sell that, because you can get way more for that. Sell that. We'll keep this photo. And we got some more cash. By the way, do you happen to have guns? Someone else came here earlier today asking for the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days. Oh no. What? Sold? Oh fuck. This is a pawn shop and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh god. Wait, I sold you my gun? You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Rivachel Citizens Militia. Was the buyer a policeman too? She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying. Right, so let me get this right. Lieutenant turns to you. You sold your sidearm issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it. Maybe she's a vigilante and wants to prove that she can do our jobs better than we can. It's possible in these parts of town. We ought to find her and discourage her from taking justice into her own hands. Any idea where I can find this buyer? My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went. Have people from Everett Clare's Union come here to check the gun? Maybe. Shady-looking guys came here looking yesterday. Looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I had a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. Oh no, V doesn't like this game. What a shock. Anyway. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here asking for all sorts of things. At least we know where the gun is. Alright, that's it. And we can level up. What should I level up in? Let's go pain threshold. Yeah. Actually, no. Let's go. I gotta internalize more things. Let's go with this. This is the only one I don't care for these two. Let's go with this one. Some kind of superstar cop. Yeah, look at that. Sick. Alright, let's go. We'll be back into this place later for plot reasons. Alright, now we can pay for our room. How much money do we have? We have 95 real, which is actually a lot for this game anyway. Oh, obviously 60 is going to go away, but still. Alright, let's go talk to guards to pay for our room, and then we can sleep.
Can I help you?
I have your money. Slam the bills down on the counter. Yeah, I hope you choke on it. Great, perfect. I hope you enjoy freezing your cold room with the window you broke yourself. The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 tomorrow. Sorry, tomorrow please pay for each night in advance. 20 real per night. I already have enough for the next night. Sick. So basically we have until 2 before, if you haven't paid for your room by then, it's game over. Don't leave finding money in the last minute, however. It's hard to make cash after the nightfall. We'll talk about that later tomorrow. Alright, let us recap today's investigation with Kim. I think we'll call that a day. So all we have to go is go out here. We did quite a bit, actually. Actually, wait. Oh yeah, that's fine. If we can talk to him here.
Yes?
Oh, wait, no. I have to call it a day first. Generally save here in case. Alright, so we go here and I think he'll prompt us.
Just a moment. You had some questions earlier, I believe. And besides, we should discuss our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Let's.
Where shall we begin? We should talk about the investigation, first and foremost. But I also remember you wanting to discuss the RCM?
How do you think we did today? How do you think today went? Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approached in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads that we can follow up on. In addition, we got the body down from the tree, and we performed a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. I still feel like we missed something, but at least the corpse has been refrigerated. There's still work to be done on the crime scene, though. Now, as for interviews, my list for people to talk to here in Martinez, I love bathing in my glory. I'm sure. Well, we conducted an interview with Everard Clare. He wasn't particularly forthcoming with useful information, however. He said he's not saying much on the matter because he thinks you could have gotten more out of Everard. He's a tough cookie, that one. Claire also helped you, how should I say, remember your name. That's a relief. It's a very serviceable name. Moving on. We interviewed Joyce Messier, the Wild Pines rep, and learned a lot. None of it very good news for us or Martinez, but it gives you a quick nod of acknowledgement and approval. Above all, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice? I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. You wait until we get up tomorrow. That's just how we roll. It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those heels. Heels? Oh yeah, I suppose. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange. Thank you for the compliment. We can manage it even wooden clogs. Be our cunning reservations in this body. God knows why. So what are our powers exactly, the RCM? They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachel Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines up to 1,000 real for offenses in accordance with an interdependent schedule. 1,000, why not more? The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We're not really supposed to play any part of the economic structure of Revachel. Would that be an easy power to abuse? Yes, although indirectly, citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM. Okay, what else? We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up? You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights than when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. When power calls you, you come. But power itself is a fragile trick of perception. I see, and what if someone resists? We are permitted to use whatever force we deem necessary, even lethal. So wait, so if I kill someone while on duty, you have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. Have you ever killed anyone? Yes, the last time was 4 years ago. There is a slight physical revulsion in him while saying that, but he's worked through it in the intervening years. Have I killed anyone? Oh, whoops, I didn't pick the right one. What happens to the people we convict? We don't convict. We arrest and send them to the coalition government courts in Courant and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them, and records. He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. Have I killed anyone? That's an improbability, perhaps even impossibility. Of course you've killed people. It's somehow down there, melting and all in the drink. I must have. I feel it in me. Precinct 41 is known for a higher than average rate of police violence. He's not judging you. He's respectfully acknowledging the difficulty of working in your precinct. And what makes all these rules? And who makes all these rules? The coalition government and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. His gaze is absently fixed on a window below that just went dark. Or perhaps it is better to say were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachel or the coalition government founded the RCM. Let's say it was the citizens of Revachel. Let's say it was the citizens of Revachel. Be sentimental if you like. Either way, the moral intern leases us the right to keep the peace in the city, and they will take it away if we misuse it. The moral intern, what is it? The Moralist International are the world's largest political government. He pulls on a cigarette. You know who they are. They run this place after the revolution failed. If I didn't know, how would you describe them? They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? What do they believe in? They are DeLoreans. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they're just technocrats. Those others say they continue to the humanist project set forth Dolores Day. What is their symbol? Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you think of them from that. Something kind and unusual. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner. Who was Dolores Day? A historic figure? The author of the modern age? He thinks. You'll have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. For you, she is something beautiful. She is something painful, though it's hard to say why. What do you think of them? The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on fact until they change, and it doesn't look like that's about to happen. I have an opinion on the moral intern. Things are bad out there. Pointed to we have them here, giving us the right to police Revachel. They've done an awful job here. Have you seen it? This is inhumanism. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights. Immigrants, liberal kips, fucking men are turning into women. Let's go with that one. Well phrased, he nods and breathes out. I understand answering to foreign powers doesn't sit well with immigrant bashing, but with the MI we would be common vigilantes. They just say... that's just the way it is. Actually, vigilantes is okay with me. Maybe we should make our own law. Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop, but hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite a challenge. He looks at the roundabout. Now look into the night. An aerostatic passes overhead, the whiskers of its floodlights on the ground below. Kitsuragi's glasses light up as he looks to the sky, 2 glowing circles. They really don't like us here, and the mouth on that kid Kuno. It's different in inland, in Jamrock and the Gree. Why are they like this? It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, falling between the cracks. And the Jamrock and the Gree? He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian... Oh, my day is ruined. Of the equestrian monument cutting into the night sky and says, we run this city. West of this river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard, human beings. But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works. Our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. But then people need a stronger leadership that would put everyone in line. He pursed his lips. That seems unwise to me, but it's too late for an all-out political debate. Thank you for this. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go. All right. That's day 1 of this game. We did quite a bit on this first day. I think we did everything we could relating to the investigation today. Probably some more specific things that we couldn't do. See you in the morning. Yes, see you. Is there a time limit to this game? I don't think there is. I could be wrong, but no, I don't believe so. If there is one, it's very generous. I've heard it can go as far as 8 days. I never gotten that far, so yeah. The only thing I know is that there's a certain point where there's a certain point of no return, but that only happens after certain plot things happen. I don't know if you can like get to that point just by doing nothing, but yeah. So yeah, that is it for me today. A lot has been done. Day 1 has concluded. Actually, almost. We'll do something next time. Also, as for level ups, I don't care for any of these ones. So I think we'll put it to a point here. Let's level up. Let's go more authority. Yeah. Alright, that'll be it for me today. Say that. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll be live Tuesday, same time, same place for those who are regulars. If you're not, that's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as we continue more, as we just finished the first day of this game, it doesn't seem like there's anything happening today, so enjoy the rest of your day, I guess. Oh, it looks like Retarded will be later today. But yeah, until then, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.